Hello everyone. I hope this message finds you fit and fine. Welcome to our Lakshmikant series. Today we need to talk about cabinet committees. In previous class, we were talking about Council of Minister. And there I told you that cabinet ministers are the most important ministers, having important portfolios, part of inner circle of Prime Minister. Now these cabinet ministers are arranged, or you can say organized, in different committees so that major decisions can be arrived at after this discussion. Now what are the features of these committees? Number one, these are not mentioned in our constitution. It means these are extra constitutional. Please remember it. UPSC can make a statement. Cabinet committees are constitutional bodies. Constitutional bodies are those which are mentioned in constitution, but cabinet committees are not mentioned. Can you say that cabinet committees are unconstitutional? No, unconstitutional means that these bodies are against constitution. These are not against constitution. These are working for upholding the spirit of constitution, right? So not mentioned in constitution. And how they're going to function, there's a separate rules of business which were made by the government. Okay. So there are two types of cabinet committees. One, standing committee. Standing means permanent. Means on some important issues, for example, political affairs, for example, economic affairs, for example, appointment, cabinet committee appointment. So these are regular business. You need standing committees, permanent cabinet committees for that. Others are ad hoc committees. For example, there are some issues which have just cropped up, right? And you need certain cabinet ministers to sit together and decide what needs to be done. So those are temporary and for special purpose. The membership of these cabinet committees varies from 3 to 8, and usually include cabinet ministers. Now I'm making a statement, you have to tell me it is true or false. In cabinet committees, only cabinet ministers can be members. Tell me the statement is true or false. Answer is false, because although we are using the word cabinet committee and cabinet ministers are the, you can say members, but it doesn't mean that other ministers are debarred from becoming member. A special arrangement can be done. However, the non-cabinet members are not debarred from their membership. Okay, in special case, these non-cabinet members means other members of Council of Ministers. For example, Union Minister of State for Independent Charge, right? They can also be made member of a particular cabinet committee. Okay, so a question can be made on this particular angle, so please remember it. Now they include ministers in charge of subjects as well as other senior cabinet ministers. Okay, apart from this, they are mostly headed by Prime Minister. It means all cabinet committees are not headed by Prime Minister. Okay, other senior cabinet ministers can also head a particular cabinet committee. They are not only there to sort out issues, formulate proposals for cabinet. What does it mean? For example, there are 12 members in a cabinet committee, right? And they are discussing a particular policy issue. And now they have arrived at a conclusion. And they have communicated this to Honorable Prime Minister. So, on this issue, this policy needs to be made. Then who is stopping you? Means certain decisions can be taken by cabinet. But this decision is taken at the stage of just cabinet committee. Now cabinet committee will communicate this decision to the cabinet. Okay, we have arrived at this discussion. Now cabinet should agree on this decision which we have arrived at. Okay, in this way the decisions can be taken in a swift manner. Okay, clear? Now list of cabinet committee. So these are the cabinet committees. For example, cabinet committee on political affairs, most important cabinet committee. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, as the name is suggesting, I'm going to talk about functions as well. Cabinet Committee on Appointment for crucial appointments, secretary level appointments, PSUs, top positions. Cabinet Committee on Security, Parliamentary Affairs. For security, you can understand if our Air Force need new aircrafts. So who is going to ensure that yes, this needs to be done? Cabinet Committee on Security will actually take this decision. Then this will be communicated to the Defence Ministry. Then within Defence Ministry, there is DAC. Defense Acquisition Council. Then they will actually ask that other nations and other bodies who are actually making these aircraft to actually apply for the tenders. So it means crucial, you can say point is this cabinet committee on security. Now this cabinet committee on parliamentary affairs, it is going to take care of the bills which need to be raised in the house. Cabinet Committee on Accommodation, important, you can say Delhi Lutyens area, accommodation need to be provided to the department heads and the other crucial people. Cabinet Committee on Investment and Growth, Cabinet Committee on Employment Skill Development, as name is suggesting itself. Now functions, political affair. It is known as super cabinet. Why? Because domestic and foreign affairs, crucial decisions are taken by this committee. So name is like, yeah, there are other members in Council of Ministers, there are other members in cabinet, but the real power on domestic and political affairs is with Political Affairs Committee. So it is headed by PM. Okay. Now, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is going to take important decisions on economic aspects. For example, recently Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs was in news for enhancing, means increasing the minimum support price on rabi crops. So this decision was taken by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Appointment Committee, as I told you, top positions, PSU, Cabinet Secretariat, means secretary level positions, financial institution, top positions. So these important decisions are taken by Appointment Committee of Cabinet. So is it like that person will be invited to this Appointment Committee on Cabinet and this person will be given appointment letter? No. Many times these positions are actually, the people are appointed by President, but the recommendation is given by Appointment Committee of Cabinet. Similarly, Parliamentary Affairs Committee, as I told you, it is going to prioritize which bill need to be presented in the House. So these are headed by PM, and when it comes to this, it is headed by Home Minister. Okay. Now Group of Minister, this is another term, Group of Minister. It is a different arrangement from Cabinet. Means certain ministers will be given responsibility that on this issue you need to discuss, arrive at conclusion, and whatever conclusion you are going to arrive at, we are going to think of making policy on that. So some of these group of ministers have been empowered to take decision. So there can be a question by UPSC on this in your prelims. Can group of minister take decision on behalf of cabinet? Yes, it is possible on behalf of the cabinet, whereas the others make recommendation of the cabinet. So it depends on the group of minister you're talking about. Okay, it may be possible that 3 senior cabinet ministers are given this title of group of minister on this issue. So now the decision which they are going to take is going to be considered as a decision for cabinet. Okay. Now, there is a scope of prelims as well mains question on the basis of recommendation which were made by second ARC with regard to functioning of these cabinet committees. So just let's discuss the observations of second ARC. They are saying constitution of a large number of GOMs, cabinet committees, and say GOMs, means from these some ministers are given this title of group of ministers, has resulted into many GOMs not being able to meet regularly. And if they are not being able to meet regularly, don't you think it is going to hamper the functioning? Significant significant matters are stalled due to this. So this is the one point. Second is more selective use of institution of group of minister would perhaps lead to more effective coordination. Means this should be used in selective manner and coordination need to be ensured, because ultimate objective is that decisions need to be taken swiftly. There is need to ensure that existing coordination mechanism of group of minister function effectively and help in early resolution of issues. Because cabinet is bigger, and within this cabinet, we have cabinet committees and group of ministers were made so that decisions can be taken at faster pace. So this needs to be ensured. Now these were the cabinet committees which were in news. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, as I told you, minimum support price has been increased on rabi crops. And now tell me, when it comes to suggestion with regard to minimum support price, which body is responsible for actually suggesting government? Answer is CSEP. UPSC also asked this question in prelims once. Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price. So the decision is not taken by Minister for Agriculture. This decision is taken by this body, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price. Now, my question to you is, search about SAP. This is a star point from my class. Means this is CSEP. But what is SAP? What are state administered price? Also search about what is FRP, fair and remunerative price. UPSC can make a statement. So just search about it. Cabinet Committee on Security was in news because it has given assent for procurement of 56 transport aircraft for Indian Air Force. So I hope you are getting the function. I am giving examples so that function can connect in your mind. Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, which is the most powerful of all committees, told you super cabinet, was reconstituted. Reconstituted Cabinet Committee Political Affairs comprised Prime Minister and 12 union ministers. I hope now you are clear with this chapter of cabinet committees. Just go through this in Lakshmikant and it will be set in your mind. Now it is structured well. This PDF will be available in Shashank Tyagi for you Telegram group. If you have any doubt, you can shoot me a message on my personal Insta handle, shashank.powerbeing. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.